Hey everybody, my name is Nathan Bird and this is my wife Lacey Bird, and today we're going to be covering over some important topics that you can install into your relationship and how important that is. We'll go through our personal story, and also we'll provide you with solutions at the end of our story to help you in your journey with your relationship.
So, today we're going to talk about the five love languages and something that was vital in our own journey and something that we learned along the way because when we first got married, we didn't even realize, but we were completely missing each other in this area. And so, we're going to kind of start with talking about what these five love languages are, and then we're going to tell you a little bit about our own experience with them and then how learning about them and learning each other's love languages really helped us.
I like that. The love languages are extremely important, and I know you know all five of them, so could you help me with that?
So, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and gifts. Those are the five ways that people either give or receive love. And a lot of the times, we are in a relationship with somebody that gives and receives love completely different than we do. And that's exactly where we were at. We got married, and 2 years into our relationship, we had moved down, and real life started to set in and life started to get busy, life started to get stressful, and we started noticing how very far off we were in reaching each other's love languages.
Yeah, so when she said we moved down, we moved from Alaska to San Diego. If you guys haven't heard our story, you can take a look at one of our other videos. But we moved to San Diego. We did start getting busy with work. I had some expectations of her that I don't think were as realistic as they needed to be. Plus, I didn't take the time to be able to learn about who she really was and uncover those love languages that we're talking about today. And can you share a little bit about how you were going through that process as
Yeah,
well?
so during that time there was a lot of stress. A lot of financial stress. We had just moved from Alaska to San Diego. San Diego is very expensive, and we weren't really prepared for anything actually. So we moved down there and we got our apartment, and we were working and just focused on our needs and our goals, and we started not focusing at all on our actual relationship. So life goals, obstacles, those came first, and that's all we were focused on. And we quickly found ourselves on opposite ends of the train tracks because what happened was I was working as a personal trainer in a gym at that time, and I would work long hours, and I would come home and I wanted to do things. I wanted to go explore. I wanted to go walk on the beach. I wanted to do things together. And with him, his main focus was I need to provide. I need to provide financially. I need to provide these things and these, gifts and things for my wife and for myself and for my family. And so to me, I interpreted that as, man, he really doesn't care about me at all, but he would be, touching me and stuff like that. And I just quickly put up walls where I was like, you don't even want to spend time with me, yet you're having all these expectations from me that I need to be this person. And so for me, I quickly felt like I wasn't loved because for me, my number one love language is quality time. I could care less about gifts. I could care less about materialistic things. Like, I much rather would have a hike. Let's go spend half a day doing this. Let's go do that. No money involved, no nothing. Just that person's full, undivided attention and time and quality conversations, where his love language was a little bit different.
Yeah, my love language is physical touch as well as words of affirmation. And, for me, like what she was saying, all I was focused on was creating this vision that I had of a quote unquote successful marriage as well as a successful future. And sometimes those areas didn't quite align. And the reason why they didn't align is because I didn't take the time, once again, to learn my partner's love language, to learn how she really, her cup is filled. And one thing that stuck out to me was one day she says, well, all I wanted was a walk on the beach. All I wanted was a lunch, just quality time with you. And that's really stuck out to me now during this process of, we're building businesses and we're having all these things and we're going through these growth processes, but we haven't lost track of what's really important and listening, to each other, throughout our love language. So let's let's just give them, two, maybe one or two different resources that can really help them out along their journey.
Yeah, and I want to add one more thing to it too, because this is something that can be cyclical, right? If I'm not feeling loved, then I'm not showing him love, right? And then he doesn't feel love, so he's not showing me love. And then we're constantly waiting on the other person to change. But this love really starts from you, and from you showing up unconditionally, not expecting. I know all the time it can be this sense of like, even when you do show love, you're like, okay, I'm going to put my ego aside. I'm going to do something nice for this person. I'm going to do what they want. And then you're still kind of looking out of the corner of your eye at how they respond. But real love, you cannot look at their reaction. You have to do it unconditionally. You have to show up and really pour into them. And that's something that we've really started learning and growing and doing. And we actually had a moment a few months ago where just on a random, like a Wednesday or something, I don't
Hmm.
know, just like on a random day, we were, both working, and we, on that same day, I had gone and gotten a watch that he really liked and enjoyed and really wanted. And at that same day, he had set up a trip for us to go for a few days. So we kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh, we're starting to understand each other. Because for me, before, I would want to give how I wanted love, but being able to really understand that your partner is different than you is so important. And one of the tools that we did to do so was the book, The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And there's a quiz that goes along with it so that you can really identify what your love language is and what your partner's is. And it's a free quiz. And we highly recommend that, every couple does this, because it's so important to realize that, man, I could be completely barking up the wrong tree trying to put all this effort into loving my partner and they're not even receiving it, and vice versa. And so when you can really understand who they are and how they express love and how they,
Hmm.
receive love, it makes such a difference in how you interact in your relationship. So those are two things: is take the quiz and do and read the book, The Five Love Languages, and it'll help you better understand how to show love and receive love with your partner.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your story and also, the impact that we'll make. And thank you for watching this. If you guys liked it, feel free to obviously subscribe to the YouTube channel, but then also you can follow our Facebook page at the Power Couples Toolbox. We'll continue to create videos just like this that share real life examples of how you can implement tools and strategies into your marriage to make it thrive. See you guys.